Hey, what's up? It's Rashad, Antonio. We are the Upon Further Review, back at it again with the can I say the surprise darling of the year, maybe?
Yeah.
Um Dune Prophecy, man, episode number 3, Sisterhood Above
Yeah.
All. All
Hmm.
spoilers. I
Hmm.
briefly just did like a quick reaction after it. So I try to do that, just for the socials.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, man, this series is really good. And also, I wasn't expecting a full-on flashback. You know what I'm saying? We was getting little bits and pieces and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like at the beginning, we
Hmm.
got the basically the prologue of what's going on. And then it was like 30 years later, boom, we in
Hmm.
present day at the time of the show.
Hmm.
And we added, and we went
Hmm.
back to that 30 years before.
To
And
fill in a whole lot of stuff that
bro, we
really was
fleshed out
missed.
so
Yeah.
much, man. And I am thankful for that. And I'm
Yeah.
also more confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, they keep
Yeah.
on giving us more questions than answers. And if okay, this is what people who don't like this and calling this boring. If
Hmm.
you don't like to be intrigued and have a thought-provoking process while watching something, because I know a lot of us
Hmm.
don't read, like I feel like this is a good medium to have that same sort of I don't know, childhood like whimsy when it comes to anticipating something, because everything
I'm
can't
glad
just
you
be
said
spelled
that.
out. Everything can be
I'm
spelled
glad you said that. This series right here reminds me so much of a book, not this book or whatever, because once again, me and Rashad have said it before, we haven't read the we haven't read the source material
out. Not
of
a bit.
Dune of Dune. We haven't read the source material, whatever. We have a good idea of what what I'm saying, what's canon and stuff like that, but we really don't know the deep inner workings of this. We go on into this naked basically. But this show is kind of watching it is almost kind of like the equivalent of reading a book as far as in it's the slow build. And even though and we're thinking like it's 6 episodes, but it's still a slow build. And now it's like, hey, we got some stuff figured out, especially after this episode, how we get to this point in this, in that 30-year time period between what we saw, like you said, Rashad, in the prologue of this episode to now. But also, still even more confused about some stuff. And we still got 3 episodes to fill out a whole lot of stuff to see, what I'm saying, to kind of fill out what happened. And I just want to reiterate that this is a mini series. This isn't something that's going to go on as of right now that we know of. That's not going to go on for like 6 and 7 seasons or whatever. This is just
Nah.
6 episodes, and then what I'm saying, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. So yeah, I just want to say that I appreciate you saying it because this show is kind of like coming off like reading a book with the slow burn and wondering what the big payoff is going to be at the end.
I like okay. I like how can I say this? This series reconceptualizes how, man, let me just read what I said on threads, because I posted threads today, and I was like, the fact that the Harkonnens hate is the through line for them Benny Gesserit, again as a non-book reader. It reconceptualizes the way I look at them in the movies. Also, watching Valya and Tula use their brother's death as the motivation under the guise of sisterhood, when it's really their sisterhood above all. I wish there was more than 6 episodes. That's exactly what I said. So, like, if you're not on
That
threads,
is,
follow
you
us
know
on
what?
threads.
That's perfect. You know, because we see in this episode you know what I'm saying, I'm just talking about just general stuff right here. In this episode where, the soothsayers taking their, during their vows, and they gotta choose sisterhood or else, keep their family name type stuff or whatever like that. And they're like, I choose sisterhood. You're right. Valya and Tuya, they choose sisterhood. They choosing their own sister. They choosing their own sisterhood. They ain't choosing the sisterhood of this collection of space witches, as me
Because Tony,
like to say or whatever.
now look at it like this. Now, when you go to the
Mm-hmm.
future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go to the future, but with the current day where we at in Dune,
Mm-hmm.
who is basically running the Benny Gesserit right now?
Right now, who's running it?
It's
That
gonna
would
be
be
a
Paul.
it's gonna be a Harkonnen.
Harkonnen, because it's Paul Atreides' mother, who she finds out in the, what I'm saying, when she takes the little trial and everything, and she drinks
and talks to and does the whole process like that. Talks to all
does the
her
process.
foremothers,
Her
and
foremother,
you
she
know who her
finds out.
form and you know who her foremothers are, right?
Yeah,
Got to be
yeah,
either Valya or Tula.
right.
You know
But
what I'm
then too, on
saying?
top of that, the woman that is in charge of the Bene Gesserit at that time, I forget what her name is. She is basically found through that she had got sexually assaulted by, what I'm saying,
A
such and such,
Harkonnen.
by the Harkonnen, by the fat bald headed Harkonnen dude, and she is the child. And then that's when, even Paul, he finds out, like, yo, that's my grandpappy. So yeah, the Bene Gesserit is was founded, not founded, excuse me. They were founded for another reason. But when these two sisters took over control, they basically twisted, as I like to say, they twisted what it was originally meant for their own selfish reasons to keep the Harkonnens in power. And that's exactly what
And
they're
I
doing.
also and I okay, so even going, I'm skipping around because like their
Yeah.
story, their story is very interesting to me. Not even going back, but like how the past like informs the present. So even the fact that Tula clearly is about that action.
Right. So
And hold on, let me just finish this. And even in the
yeah.
present, she doesn't want to kill Lila. She doesn't want to doesn't want to kill her to the point where she fakes her death, takes her into the I'm gonna call it the DNA catacombs, and actually has the AI spice her up. You know what I'm saying? Getting real spicy in there to revive her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, putting that Lawry's on her was like, yeah, we gonna get it at Tony Chachere's, put that Creole seasoning up on you, girl. AI was like, fam, you're not Valiant. She said, man, override.
Override. She ain't
Override
here.
command.
She ain't here. I'm next in charge.
I'm the Asian
Yeah.
see why she gone. You know that.
Right. So it's funny because the first two episodes has us believing that Tulia is the more level-headed of the two sisters. It has us believing
like she's the moral compass.
Yeah, she's the moral compass. She's the one that's like, yo, chill. It's going to be okay. Value. We don't need to do this or whatever. And it seems like Value is the one that's about that action. What we find out in this episode, Rashad, is this is Value. This is all Value. She's whispering sweet nothings, and she knows how to manipulate people with the voice and without the voice. And she was able to manipulate her sister enough for her sister to, I don't know how long this took, for her sister to leave their weird ass home world where whales have fur. And it makes sense now because remember the first episode, the Harkonnen dude was, oh yeah, whale fur. And I was like, whale fur? What the hell is he talking about? But it kind of makes sense too because whales are mammals and mammals have hair.
And was it dude we saw is
Yeah.
is her, is like her cousin, right? At the end of the episode,
No,
right?
he said auntie.
I mean her nephew, right? That's the
Yeah,
same
nephew.
dude that was at the that was at the wedding, right? Wasn't that the same dude?
Right, the same same dude the wedding.
Okay, I'll
But you
get it. Just making
see,
sure, just making sure.
he's still not in charge of the house. It's her uncle, the
Yeah,
one. And we know who her
yeah.
uncle is, right? That's old Robert Baratheon from Game of Thrones.
I knew that man looked familiar.
Yeah, that's good old Robert Baratheon from like, from Game of Thrones. So it's crazy because like I said, you see Valya and she's this, and it took two of you. So let's get right into this part. So this episode starts number one where you see Valya and the Black Sister. They're leaving the palace of the Imperium where the Carinos, and basically she says the Black Sister's like, "Hey, superior mother, what we gonna do?" And she's like, "Man, we gonna do this, we gonna do that." And she's like, "Yo, you have been banned from the, what I'm saying, from the Imperium." And she was like, "Don't worry, we good." So then we go into a flashback
She was
where
like,
we see Value.
this ain't the first time.
Yeah, she said this ain't the first
They tried to
time
take power from
they
us.
tried to take power from us. She was like, you know what? You new to this. I'm true to this. So don't worry. It's gonna be all right.
For
So we
real.
get the flashback to probably what about,
It's
let's
30
say,
years
40
ago.
years,
Let's
30
say
years or so,
35.
30, 35 years ago. And we see young Value on what is then the Harkonnen home world, because we know the new in present day Harkonnen home world is not this place or whatever.
That's what I was
You know what I'm
saying too,
saying?
because it's like
So
in stark contrast, but still
yes,
hell. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Like,
So like this Harkonnen home world is where they got banished to because of something about them being treasonous and not showing up for the
yeah, for the
Robo
robot
Wars,
war. Yeah.
robot wars and stuff. And this planet, listen, yo, this planet sucks, man. It's like it's an ice planet. It's probably nothing but snow there all the time and everything.
It's
And
like
their thing is,
it's
go
space
ahead.
Alaska.
Yeah, man. No, space Antarctica, man. I'm going worse
it's
than Alaska.
it's
It is like
it's worse than Hoth.
perpetual. Yeah, yeah. Hoth, people from Hoth look at that planet and be like, ugh, or whatever. So,
It's like it was never no, it was never no sun.
right. And so you see that I guess the main export for the Harkonnens are these fur whales, where they're
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
the fur, the blubber, and the meat or whatever like that. And she goes to get some meat from the market, goes back to the Harkonnen, you know what I'm saying, to right, you know what I'm saying, their main, I guess I can't even say castle, their main hut or whatever. That jank was trash for them to be the
Compound.
main heart, their compound. And like you see the mother is just chastising Value because she's the oldest. She's like, man, even your younger sister could have got a better cut of meat or this, and blah blah blah. And then the father, he's a little jovial. He's like, yo, chill, it's all right. Hey, her uncle likes it, and you see him over there, Jane, punishing this whale soup or whatever. And they're talking, and then they have an older brother, and the older brother is talking about how like he's going to go to another world and they're doing something to kind of like he's going to meet with an Atreides or whatever. And Valya is like disgusted at this, like, yo, this is bull. Why are we trying to make peace with, you know what I'm saying, the people are the reason, the family, that's the reason why we're in this situation. Cause he's like, yo, I'm gonna go talk to this guy to be like, hey, yo, man, y'all need to say what really happened to not make us be, you know what I'm saying, so we can get in a higher standing than this. And Valya just snaps and she's like, this is trash. We need to get rid of them and stuff like that. Like like her deep, it's like the other Harkonnens are basically like, hey man, this is the hand life done dealt us, you know. We'll try to get it from the mud and get our way out of this.
Yeah,
Valya is like,
you know, nah, they resigned to
no,
the fact that they
uh-huh.
they out back, and she's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm taking what's mine.
Yeah, Val's like, I won't pay back. I'm gonna get it back in blood. Simple as that. And so you see Valya and her older brother. What's the boy name? what was the boy name, Rashad?
His name is Griffin.
Griffin, right? This is hilarious. Griffin, they're talking about they're talking about what's going on and what they're doing. And they're like, all right, cool. And he lets her know that, hey, like I have other plans in play here. You know what I'm saying? In play here. He's trying to like kind of, he's like, yo, I'm kind of with you in this situation, but you need to chill out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we fast forward a little bit and we see little young Griffin is dead. he is
Tony,
he is dead,
Tony, right
dead,
now when
dead.
I was watching this, right, I was like, oh man, he
Mhm.
about to die. The next scene,
Yeah.
they had his master's funeral.
Yeah, his
Tony,
funeral, my man.
they did not waste no time. They said, we're not going to show you the interaction. We're just going to show
Uh-uh.
you the results.
The results. And so, you know, they're trying to get ready to go, and I guess pay respect to the body. Valya's like, I'm not going to hit. It's some bull. She's like, we need to go get this one Atreides guy that killed him. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to see Vorian Atreides basically killed, you know, killed him. And she is all about getting it back in blood or whatever. And the mother, the father, and the uncle are like, yo, girl, shut your stupid ass up.
Yeah.
Go to soothsayer school and just we're not trying to hear this at all. So from
Tony.
that point forward,
So all intents and purposes, like they sent her to the military.
yeah, they sent her like to finishing school.
And I said, you know what, yo? You can't come back. You need some discipline.
Yeah. Right, yeah. We're gonna send you to boarding school. You need to get some act right.
They said, yeah, man, we can't control you here. You need some structure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Said, hey, Tony, this sent her to Job Corps.
They did. They said, they got her out of there. Like, they're like, yo, get your little troublemaking ass. Your little
said, yo, you need a career path.
You know what it's like, Rashad? I don't know if they still do this, but our generation, when like you in high school and you like close to being a senior or something, and you a little troublemaker, and you go before the judge, and he like, look, you got two options. Either you go to jail or you join the military. Because it's like what you've done ain't really big enough for me to really lock you up like that, but I want to send you there just to scare you straight, or else go to the military. And 9 times out of 10, what happened, Rashad? I'll take the military, sir. Military.
Pretty sure that's illegal to do now, but yeah, that was definitely doing that though.
Yeah, they was really doing that there back in the day. So she goes to Bene Gesserit school, and that's where we see Dorita, and you see all the rest of them, and they're talking to her, and she's just like, yeah. And Dorita is kind of like, I guess it'd be like Dorita's like a senior or something at Bene Gesserit.
Yeah,
she's been there for a while, and she has accumulated a following because people know too that her mother is the creator. You know what I'm saying? Which was Raquella. You know, she
grandma.
Was her grandmother created this thing, and so she didn't came with this and all that's going on. And then we see the scene that I told you about where they have kind of like these new converts and they're like on this ledge out like on a cliff. And like they was like, hey, some of y'all are she's like, based on all this purpose, this is it right here. Some of y'all are still holding strong to your family ways and stuff like that. Well, you got to put sisterhood over this, and you need to make that decision, or y'all need to get the hell up out of here, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them girls are quick. Sisterhood, they're like, shoot, we get three hots in a cot, and I get to learn some space magic. Sisterhood, and other ones are kind of thinking about it, and they sitting there, and like the weather is trash, and finally
it's pouring down raining.
Pouring down rain.
Sideways.
All of them, Right, that's the sideways, but it was stinging rain, fat rain. It's like Forrest Gump said, and it gets to the point where all the other girls they were like, yeah, this is some BS. I'm with the sisterhood,
Even our homegirls
except
dips.
yeah, her homegirl she talked to was like, no man, this can't be it. It got to be some other stuff. Valya just sitting there, and then Dorita said, hey, look here, girl, we ain't trying to have no powers of will. What you gonna do? And she just stayed there. Then we see it's nighttime and a spaceship comes into play. And we see Mother Superior Raquel and some of the other senior soothsayers coming. Raquel notices there's one person on that cliff, and she goes to her. And the next thing you know, your girl, Valya, don't touch me. She used the voice, and she was like, oh. Snap. She was like, I never felt that before.
Girl, how long you been doing that?
Yeah, and she was like, she's like, it happens. And she was like, girl, come on inside. And she was like, I haven't made my decision. She said, girl, I'm inviting
you inside.
Inside. Less and it's like, you think about it, that'd be like the head of a company, a person that created the company, that's the head of the company, being like, hey, come in my office. Let's talk about some of your ideas. And she comes in there and you're like, yo, that was some power I ain't felt before. Like, how long you been doing that? She was like, only doing it one other time. And she was like, what? Yo, my brother fell into some ice water and he couldn't swim. He was drowning. And I told him to swim. And next thing you know, he could start swimming. He used it to start swimming to get, help get himself out. And, she kind of, Mother Raquel started kind of taking her under her wing or whatever. And then you see Dorita is not liking this at all. Like, wait a minute. This is my grandmother. Like, yo, like, I should be up under her and stuff like that. And then you see other girls are seeing like, yo, this chick got some, some pull too, it seems, and stuff, whatever, like that. And so she starts to tell the girls that, hey, I got this power that even Mother Dorita don't have, and she likes this shit. She's like, what? And she had two of her friends, and she showed them the power. Remember, she had a smackety. She says, smack her and stuff like. And they was like, what the hell was that? And she was like, yeah, this and that. And it was like, ooh. And you know what it is? What they say, Rashad? Power corrupts. They was like, absolutely. Them girls was like, ooh, can you show us this? And she was like, I thought you would never ask. That's what I'm waiting for. And so, and I'm just trying to get this little arc out the way.
No, you good.
And so we get to the point where Mother Raquel has Dorita and Valya, in a room, in that same little operation style room where all the other chicks will sit there staring at them and looking. And she explains to them like, hey, y'all are y'all the two strongest here. In the process of that, Valya is shown the whole database thing by Raquel. And Raquel shows her like, hey, yeah, we ain't supposed to be really dealing with AI and stuff like this, but hey, we still got some.
We got some forbidden technology here. You know what I'm saying?
Forbidden technology that we can still use or whatever. It ain't that bad. And so they explains to them that, hey, y'all need to go through the agony test. And that's the only way that you can ascend to being, you know what I'm saying, a Reverend Mother. And Dorita's like, hell yeah, go ahead and put me through that, Jay. Valya said, yeah, no, I'm out. I can't see. She was like, yeah, no, I'm out. You trying to tell me I could die from this? Nope, I leave. And then that's when Raquel gets her in the office and is like, yo, what the hell's going on, girl? Like, I showed you like my plan, and everything. You seem to be down with it. What's up? And she was like, yeah, whatever. Then she was like, by the way, I got this message from your sister. And she reads it and she's like, this is really this seems like it's some coded stuff. And it seems like you got some unfinished. That is awesome. She knew exactly. She was like, this is some coded stuff. And it seemed like you got some unfinished business at home. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to leave from here. I'm gonna give you this vow to do the thing. Either you come back as a Reverend Mother, or your ass don't come back at all. You can do this the easy way, or you can do this the hard way. The
Yeah,
choice is
yeah,
your
yeah,
the choice
yeah.
is
The choice is yours.
the choice, what I'm saying? The choice is yours. So that kind of ends that little spot without going into the next part. I'm gonna let you handle that, Rashad,
Oh
man,
man,
because
like
the next part was wild.
so we get like I don't know. Let's fast forward and we
Uh-huh.
get Tula,
Mm-hmm.
and Tula is out in the woods with just a whole group of people, and at the beginning is we don't even know who these people are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
And she is just being useful. Say, hey, you gonna go? I'm about to I'm about to meet my family. You know what I'm saying? They gonna accept you. It reminds me of this song by Caleb McLaughlin for
Yeah.
Stranger Things. You know he made a song.
Yeah. No,
He
I
made a
didn't.
song called Neighborhood.
No.
When you get off this, look
Okay.
it up, yo.
Okay. I gotta check this out.
Me and Maddie love that song. It's so goofy. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Mhm.
so they're in the woods and they're at a bull hunt, and they're trying to find this majestic rare bull that only comes out here once in a while. And she's dressing an animal, saying, "Hey, you gotta bait him in." Tony, who was that little kid? Who was he? I feel like I saw him in Game of Thrones. Did we see him in Game of Thrones? He looks
I've
very
seen that
familiar.
he do. I couldn't. I
And
can't
and
put my
and and
finger
I
on it.
couldn't and
Yeah,
he's not a credited actor. I didn't see him in the credits.
I've
That
seen him
little
before
kid looks
somewhere.
so familiar. All right, anyway, if y'all
Mm-hmm.
know, put in the comments. I'm flummoxed. Anyway, so she's like, being useful, telling her, look, man, I love good writing, Tony. Shout out to Monica
Mm-hmm.
Owusu Brain and Jordan Goldberg. I'm gonna say Monica did this because I don't because
Mm-hmm.
Monica's black. But anyway, the fact that they oh my god, they've been doing this every episode. Say, look, here's the thing. This thing is gonna be important. And it's gonna come back. So he says, look, yo, here's the animal. Make sure you gotta take out. She said it's not the thing that sometimes is outside, it's the thing that's inside
Mm-hmm.
that that can that can poison a person. And that is the essence
Mm-hmm.
of this. That is just the essence of this entire episode. You know what I'm saying? And then for people who saying
Yeah.
this is boring, man, y'all need to go back and figure out y'all lives. All right, I'm okay. Let me stay focused, Tony. I'm gonna get through this.
Mm-hmm.
It's so damn good. So
Mm-hmm.
so she's like teaches the kid, and the kids start doing or whatever, and they go back to this random dude
What
who's
was it?
like,
It was some type of animal, right? And
yeah, yeah.
and she was. It was
It's
like this.
just yeah.
It
It
was like
looks
a.
it's like a
It was like
sack, like a
a
sack
sack,
of
and,
sack of
and she said
poison.
like this is.
Yeah,
They're like
yeah,
the sack that's inside. Like this is like
yeah.
very poison.
They
Like
say,
and.
but if the animal hits it, it ruins the animal. So they
Mm-hmm.
just use it as the animal as bait.
Mm-hmm.
And some random dude, one of the guys out there, starts asking her questions about her, her lineage, like what your name
Mm-hmm.
is, and she gives her a fake name
Mm-hmm.
and a fake last name, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, oh yeah, yeah, we'll get back to that later on, and they never get back to it. So
Mm-hmm.
they go out and they're hunting or whatever, and they end up coming back together, and all of a sudden, like your boy horse breaks his leg, and you
Mm-hmm.
already know, like horse break his leg, it's a wrap for the horse.
Mm-hmm.
So they end up. He was about to just mercy kill that horse
Mm-hmm.
with a knife, and she was like, "Whoa, I got a better way to do this."
Yeah.
And takes a bit of the poison from the random space animal and just
Mm-hmm.
injects him, and then the horse ends up having a more humane PETA approved death, and
Euthanize.
yeah, definitely euthanasia. And he's sad. They embrace.
Mm-hmm.
Later on that night, they're having a fun time out and they're doing some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of ritual thing. Is crazy. Everybody's drinking. You see her before them take like the pot, I guess like the whatever concoction was making, the beer or
Some
the
type of
brew, you
super.
know what I'm saying? Soup,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Either way, took that down
Mm-hmm.
there. You see her trot back up and they having fun painting, just doing very white people activities in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And they start yelling, and you hear "for Truthsayers." I said, "Oh snap!
Yeah.
This girl about to set him up." So they go in their
Yep.
little hut, and she's like, "Hey, don't you want to?" Again, should have known. Don't you want to be down there with your people? And he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Nah. What I do want is a vagina." So he ends up hitting that, and they go to
Oh, don't
sleep.
forget he proposes to her
Oh
too.
yeah. The vagina was so
Mm-hmm.
good that he
Mm-hmm.
wants it. I wanna love you for
You.
life, baby. I'm
No,
sorry.
he he was Daniel Caesar. He found the best part of her. Simple as that.
Oh man,
Yeah.
between us thighs. Oh man, that's such a
Yeah.
good song. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm saying, go to sleep, wake up, and she's looking at him like she's eased out of bed, and he's like, "Oh, baby girl, where you going?" By the time we get out this hut, they're gonna find out that I am gonna be married to you. She said, "Hey, got something to tell you. I've been lying to you. I am not Tula, something, whatever she said, doesn't matter."
Mm-hmm.
Said, "Look, yo, I'm a Harkonnen." And he was like, "Girl, I'm not tripping because
Yeah.
vagina." And she's like,
Right.
"I understand, but my vagina can't be that great. And also,
Right.
I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
Takes that
Yeah.
man, put that same poison. She got killed the same way she killed the
But remember
horse.
what happened first? He was like, but remember at first he was like, it's really quiet out there. Why is it so quiet?
Where's everybody?
He,
She was like, "Hey, them bastards dead."
he runs, he ran out that hut, yo, and he looked, and all you saw was bodies sprawled all over the place. It looked like, it looked like Rashad.
What, Tony?
It like the scene from Game of Thrones after Arya poisoned all the Freys. The
I'm glad you said
Freymen.
that. I'm glad you said that because
It,
quick aside, because somebody said on Threads was like, "Oh, this is just a blatant ripoff of Game of Thrones or the Red Wedding." I was like, "The Red Wedding?"
Not the Red
I
Wedding,
was
no.
like, I would have,
Ooh.
I thought this, I was gonna respond. I was like, if you would have said like Arya's revenge on the phrase,
Yeah, yeah,
I could have rocked with you, but
yeah.
but this with a Red Wedding, nah, that's a whole different thing.
Nah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that's what I thought about though. I said, this is
they were all
ours revenge. Yeah.
yeah.
Then he came
And
back
he
in the
was
room
like,
looking all confused, snuck up behind him, caressed him and said, "Man, I really did love you, yo. I'm so conflicted, but I hate y'all too."
he was like, because she told us, she's like, y'all killed my brother. And yeah, so F you and everything y'all stand for.
But the crazy part is, Tony,
Mm-hmm.
it's not even the right Atreides.
Right, yeah.
The
She just
dude,
wanted to kill one of
yeah,
them.
the dude
Yeah.
who got him killed was Vorian. The
Mm-hmm.
dude that
And this,
proposed to him was some random Atreides named Ori. I'm not sure if they
yeah,
were
Ori.
brothers or something like that, but like because
Yeah,
the
or
story doesn't
cousins
tell
or
us.
something.
But still,
Yeah.
like this not even the same Atreides that killed.
Yeah.
Still was like, you know what? They were on some real like
I'm
gang.
getting it back in blood.
Yeah, for real. It was like, oh
Yeah.
man, I know where your mama
Yeah.
stay. You know what I'm saying? So they did that, and I was like, I was again
Yeah.
flabbergasted
Yeah.
that
Yeah, my
Tula was
gas
the
was
one.
flabbers.
Tula
Yeah.
was the one that was about that action. So when we go back to
Right.
the end of the scene where you was at, and
Right.
she goes home and they meet up, and like mom still is pissy mad. It's like, why is you here? You disgraced. And Tula was like, hey fam, I did that, yo. And she was
And
like,
that's the crazy part. The family knows what Tula did. They and I have a feeling Tula probably went back bragging like, "Hey, I got our get back on this." And they were like, "Girl, you ain't used your damn head. Like, how
nah,
you know this not gonna come back on you and the family or whatever?" And you like, and the mother was like, "Tula, you're the sweet one. This and that. You let her, you know what I'm saying, poison your mind." And then the uncle was talking crazy to Valya too.
he said, you gonna allow to do this? You gonna mess around and the hell, what if they come back here and try to get us? And she was like, and the
Yeah.
mom started yapping, and she was like,
Uh,
shut up.
I said,
grab your grab your knife. I was like, yo, if she killed her mom, I'm like, ain't nobody saving this
no,
at all.
Rashad, you wanna know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking was Rashad? I was
What's
thinking
that?
like if that was a black mom and she used the voice soda, the mother would be like, who the fuck you saying shut up to that?
Yeah. It would have been no voice. It would have been like a
It was like, who the hell you tell shut up to? What
I don't know you ain't telling me to shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what I like about that scene is like you see Tula sees this and she's like, oh snap. And like her dad and the uncle, they like step back
So get
and
out of
you
here,
know
you witch.
she said just sorceress witch, you know, because Tula does let her drop the knife. She was about to kill her mom with it. And so
Mm-hmm.
Tula said, yo, you know what? Not Tula. Valya was like, you know what? I know
I'm
what
out
I'm
of
choosing. I'm out this day. She goes out into the daggone, like on the cliff out there in the snow thing. She drops down to her knees. She pulls out the vial that has the blue solution
water of
that you
life.
know what I'm saying, that water of life stuff. And I still think it's weird they put it in the eye instead of drink it like they do in the present day. She put them taking it back to the penguin, them drops in her eye.
That's how I was thinking about too.
She put them
Exactly what I was
drops in
thinking
her
about.
eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she started tweaking. Ah! And everything, and she started seeing like her ancestors coming, and she fought it. It looked like she was about to go down. And who brought her back? Her sister Tula.
Little
Tula's
sis.
holding her and was like, yo, you all right? And she was like, I heard your voice. I heard your voice. And she was like, yeah, I did it. And then she was like, yeah, girl, I know it's all right. She says, come on, man, we got to get to the next ship out of here. And she was like, you coming with me? And she was like, look, I lost Griff. I'm not about to lose you too. And that is the end of the flashback. And that
Yeah.
is how what we see. So basically, what I guess what we're gonna figure out happened is that Valya went back to, you know what I'm saying, to the school, and she brought her sister along with her, and her sister started learning the ways. So what's been going on in the present is that Tula, present Tula, is not trying to let Lila
Yeah.
die
Yeah.
because you know she basically raised her or whatever. And then you have that other like senior Bene Gesserit or you know that Sue said like, hey,
Hey,
we got
was that the old lady that was creeping on Valia when they was in a little bubble talking? Was that her? Is that supposed to
I
be
don't
her?
know.
Because you could because like she's
It
older
might
than everybody else, but she wasn't
yeah,
as
it may
old
have
as you know
mm-hmm.
Raquella back in the day. So I think that's
Right.
her. You
That
know what I'm
might have been
saying?
her.
Yeah.
And she's just like, you know, hey, you know, people haven't lasted this long. Like she's like, yo, this girl is basically a vegetable. She's brain dead or whatever. Not brain dead, but she's a vegetable. She's just in this comatose
She lost. Yeah.
state, and she's lost. And we need to just go ahead and put her out of her misery because ain't no telling what she, you know, what her mind is going through. And Tula's like, okay, cool, we'll do it. So Tula invites, I guess, all of the not all, but I guess the soothsayer trainees who knew Lila, and the ones and that one defiant one that we've been seeing all season. Younger, she was like, "This is y'all fault. She ain't choose this. Y'all manipulated her. Y'all knew she wanted to know where she came from and who her family was, and that's what made her do this and stuff. And they kind of said their goodbyes to her, and Value made it seem like she was, like you said, Rashad, she was going to go ahead and put her down, and and basically euthanize the young lady as well. And what we go
Real
ahead.
quick, like I do like when they were having their little homegoing ceremony,
Mm-hmm.
and we had that interaction with your girl that was pissy mad. I
Mm-hmm.
do like how the older Reverend Mother was like, look, said, hey man, she really hit us with the people die every day because
You tough.
there's been so many people that have sacrificed themselves for the cause, and their
Right.
cause
Mm-hmm.
is greater than the individual, and for us to
Mm-hmm.
sustain, we have to
Mm-hmm.
remain in this constant state of, look, I got to be willing to die for this. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
what what's what's the saying, Rashad? The need of the many outweigh the need of the few.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's
yeah,
kind of like, what I'm saying, and that's kind of like what she's saying here, but not in that way. And they're saying it in a way of, listen, we have a cause here, and people have died for this cause, died for this cause, and but we trying to get to our end. And a couple of scenes later, we see at some point too in the episode, you see present day Valya, she's meeting with other like senior soothsayers, and they're talking
yeah,
about like, hey, what's going on here with this person, this guy that's burning motherfuckers up, that's in the palace. And Valya's like, look here, what I need for all y'all to do is go back to y'all great houses and just stay established there, and just let them know things are okay. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Things are going to be okay or whatever before word spreads of what's going on, because it's an attack against us right now. And
yeah,
they're like, okay, cool. Valya also learns what happens to Lila, and she's like, dang,
yeah.
Lila didn't
Shout out
make
to
it.
Sister Michaela. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Sister Michaela was like, dang, she didn't make it. So we get to the final scenes
Oh
of
yeah, and
this
also
episode.
tells her that the about she said she didn't make it, but she did let us know like what's the way through this, and it was like, of course,
Yeah.
the one who's been twice born, once by
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and once by Sam. So she was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, so Desmond is the way through this, and
Mm-hmm.
now you got to figure out. Now they got to figure out like how to actually deal with Desmond.
Right, because they was trying to be like, yeah, they say this dude said he survived being swallowed by a sandworm and stuff like that. Oh,
Swallowed.
swallowed. So then we get to the last couple of episode scenes of this episode where once again we're back at the saying the soothsayer school, and that older soothsayer is like, hey, you did the right thing. I know how much she meant to you, it was the best thing. And she was like, yeah, okay, cool. And then she was like, yeah, I'll go put, saying I'll handle this stuff or whatever. And we see her go down the hall, I guess, and then she cuts a hard left and goes in like a secret compartment room. And what do we see? Like you said at the beginning of this episode here, like this part, Lila is inside some type of like, I don't know, cryo chamber type thing, but
Hyperbaric
not even
chamber. I don't know.
like a hyperbaric chamber. I'm gonna say a spice chamber or something like that. Is hooked up to an AI thinking machine. And you got to remember, machinery is okay, but you can't have thinking machines or machines to be in the image to think like humans. That's the
Yeah,
big
and
no
also
no.
during that episode, that was
Yeah.
one of the tenets that Dorothea was like, look, we cannot make a machine that
Mm-hmm.
thinks like a man or give a machine a brain like a man. Like she was
Mm-hmm.
shouting this stuff out because she was, like a
Yeah,
zealot.
she was like, yeah, ain't no Skynets around here or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not.
So so that's when, like you said, she starts talking, and she hooks the machine is basically hooked up to the DNA of everything they're trying to do of these great houses to try to create the perfect being and stuff like that. And she says, hey, the Spice can heal. Spice is known to heal people. Let's start getting this in right here. She ain't far gone yet. And it was like, Machine was like, yeah, you ain't the one that's supposed to be doing it. She says, yeah, Valya ain't here on planet. I'm next in line. Override. alt, alt delete. You know what I'm saying? alt control delete. You gonna do what I say. And you start to see the little chamber that Lila is in is like filling up with spice, and you see the machine is lighting up, and all this stuff is happening. Fade to black. That's the end of the episode. I mean,
I don't know
leaves you with more questions that
answers from this. I don't know what else y'all want. I guess y'all just want a bunch of fighting. Because
you know what, that's what I think it is. That's exactly what I think.
Y'all want to see just some people dying, you sadistic bastards. Yeah. Calm down. You're gonna get people dying, but like this, it's been so surprisingly good. Like I wanted this to be good. I was very leery because I'm like, I like Dune a lot, and then we got the announcement for this before Dune 2 even came out. So I was like, they're very heady about this. And then Dune 2 drop, I was like, I don't know how Dune Prophecy gonna be decent. Lies. I lied to myself. This has been a great episode. Shout out again to Monica Owusu Green and Jonah Goldberg for writing and crafting a fantastic episode. You know what I'm saying? Like Richard J. Lewis for directing it. I feel like people should be recognizing these people way more, man, because like the acting has been stellar so far. Like nobody's been out of place. Nobody's been like real goofy looking or stupid acting. Everybody's been doing their job. This has just been a solid show, man. Like I can't.
And I'll say this, I get it. If you are an action junkie and all you want is action shows, this ain't for you.
If that's the case, I don't really understand how you watch the first Dune, because the first Dune was like, that was basically an exposition, like a very sexy looking exposition dump, because I loved it, but ain't a whole lot happened. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be for real. Outside of the a couple of fights they had, but nah, it was lacking on the action department. So but like this right here, man, it's surprisingly good. Oh, guess what the name of the next episode is?
Hold on, I think I have it here. The name of the next episode is Twice Born.
So you already know who we getting. We getting Desmond, and we might get Lila being twice born. You know what I'm saying? To me, resurrects it. And knowing them, they're probably throwing 2 or 3 more other things that we can assign some sort of meaning to with the title name, because all like it ain't random. You know what I'm saying? Hidden Hand was straight. 2 Wolves was definitely talking about a bunch of people could have been 2 wolves in that, a bunch of pairs in that. Sisterhood Above All, we already told you all the meaning behind that one. So I just like, man, I cannot. Only 6 episodes, Tony. Like they really teasing us with this, man. Yeah, really teasing us with this. It's just I can't explain how good this has been.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, and like the thing I think I like about it's like the more I talk about it, the more excited I get about this show. Like, because I was like, man, this is great. But as I'm saying, kind of in inverse fashion to talking about Gladiator 2, the more I talked about it, the less I liked it. This has been doing the opposite for me. If all the people who watch us and y'all see people online talking about that the first Gladiator told us that he had a bastard child, tell them to shut up for us, because they're lying to you. Don't let them gaslight you. Do not let them gaslight you. They did not have any conversations about him having Lucius be his son in the first movie. I just want y'all to know that y'all are right. Y'all not crazy. Y'all not. That didn't happen. All right. Tony.
Do you realize what I'm about to say? Yeah, it's something that it's today. It's supposed to come out today.
Yes, we'll be back.
tonight,
We'll be
I
back here
think.
tomorrow because we get
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew, Star Wars, Skeleton Crew. For some reason, Disney keep pushing this back. So it's called the fourth. It's called the third. You know, they say, you know what? We'll give y'all 2 episodes on the second.
Mhm.
So
On the second.
that's
And you
probably
know
dropping
what,
tonight.
too? They really haven't even, I ain't gonna say they haven't. They haven't really pushing this. Is it me, Rashad? They haven't really been
It may be a
promoting
little bit you.
push.
I've been seeing some spots, but I just been avoiding them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then on
I've
top of
seen like
that,
a couple.
I got to be honest. I don't really watch regular TV like that at
Okay.
all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Mhm.
my viewing is very biased. Even on YouTube, I have YouTube
Yeah.
Premium because I'm not a poor person. I don't watch ads. You know what I'm saying? So who's out here on regular YouTube? I'm sorry, Tony. I know you have regular YouTube. I didn't mean to call you poor. You know what I'm saying? But like,
It's all right. I'm like, oh, WP. I ain't
I'm
gonna lie, them
not
ads
paying
do
you
be
because like
annoying.
because I
Them
consume
ads are annoying, and I'm
because
about real into
I
them.
consume
Yeah.
YouTube way too much to be watching
I do
ads.
too, and I'm really on the verge of
Also,
actually
you get YouTube
seeing.
Premium. You get YouTube Music. You know what I'm saying? So you get a whole
Okay.
streaming as well. I mean, it's worth it if you quote unquote cut into the cord. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a
He
very
says,
two for one deal you can get. You can
he
get
says I'm
free
not a
YouTube,
poor.
no ads, and you can get streaming music. I apologize, my bad. I
Oh, that
realized that
was
like
great.
about
I
3/4
appreciate it.
through. I was like, oh man,
You was like,
I'm
listen,
talking
I'm
about
not a
Tony.
poor. Damn, I'm talking about my man's here. And he understands. That's great.
I mean,
I'm not a
sometimes
poor.
I'll be talking, yo. My bad.
It's like you sitting on a high perch. Poors looking at ads.
what are these?
Stay away from that.
What what are these?
Hide the money, y'all.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
poor people. Right?
What are these proletarians doing out here? Working
Yeah, no,
class.
but yeah. So I mean, we got
That's tonight. So
that
we'll be
coming
back.
up,
We'll be back here tomorrow.
right? Yeah, be back
Also,
here tomorrow.
um, I just thought about
I
this
think the no, go ahead.
driving home. We'll kind of get y'all informed because holidays coming up. I know for a fact I'll be out of town, so we'll figure out how we're gonna get you these couple of episodes because the 20, of course, you know that's that Sunday Monday is gonna be, especially if this drops on Monday. Yeah, we're gonna really have to talk about how we
Right.
gonna do this because
We might have to push back an episode
oh
too.
yeah, and then on top of that, you already know what if come out too.
Right. What if come
So
out and then too, you know what I'm saying, the Rohirrim
oh my
is
god,
coming out. Right.
what day is that coming out? Hold on, let me check because yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta. There's a bunch of
If I'm
stuff,
not
man.
mistaken, I think that's the last movie for real that I really because I Nosferatu is next year, right? Or
Now
is
Serato
that's
is on Christmas Day.
Jesus, good
Yeah,
God. Okay.
well, we're good
Yeah.
with Water and Him. That comes out on the 13th. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, so we can review that without a problem. But like the rest of the stuff, like
Yeah.
Nosferatu, I mean, I also talk about with you.
Uh-huh.
And you know
And what
the
the what ifs
MCU what
coming
if
out every
series,
day.
I'm not
Yeah.
reviewing it every day at all. And then
Yeah.
the you know what we already doing
I
right
think we didn't do
now.
that last year. I think we just watched. I think
I
we
think we just
waited till it
watched
was
all
all
of them.
done,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah. No,
waited till it was all done, and then we just did a you know what I'm saying, a finalized review for it. So yeah.
that is right. But yeah, so we got that covered. But when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk offline. But yeah,
Yeah.
I will, you know, we'll be back again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Skeleton Crew. Make sure that you join us on all the things. Well, most of the things, threads, YouTube,
Threads, IG.
Spotify for podcasts, which will lead you
Mm-hmm.
to any other podcast you got, if you know any other podcasts, as well as IG and Facebook if you are nasty. Till the next time.